Textual analysis for Rushmore. Wes Anderson's work is a whole new separate genre in cinematography. In Rushmore, his earlier work, debuted in 1998, is an American finest coming-of-age film. The picture revolves around an eccentric teenager, Max Fisher, who goes to a private school called Rushmore Academy. Max feels like a fish in the water doing his extracurricular activities like directing plays, doing beekeeping, and other tons of things, although he is the worst at passing his grades. Wes Anderson uses mise-en-scene, cinematography, and editing to create an intimate worldview, one that belongs to Max Fisher, that's meant to disturb watchers' emotional experience. Rushmore is filled with details such as line, look, move, sound, all of which are meant to transmit what is going on inside a character's world. Max Fisher is an unstoppable force of nature, his loving and destructive expressions equally meant to communicate his complex personality. The world spins around his energy. Firstly, his enthusiasm attracts Herman Bloom, a disillusioned industrial steel multi-millionaire, whereas they become friends. After, Max immediately falls in love with an elementary school teacher, who becomes an object of focus for both friends. The tone of the narrative reminds of a magical realism. Max couldn't be part of all the mentioned extracurricular activities or how likely it is to make friends with a multimillionaire who agrees, sponsoring installment of a large tank with piranhas and electric skates in the middle of a basketball field just to attract attention of their common love affair, Rosemary Cross. The film is a hidden, exaggerated comedy because the picture is set so that the bizarre things are happening as if normal. Dialogues sound quite monotone and quick. The tone of Max's voice changes, indicative of his emotional relationship to the situation. With his peers, his voice sounds superior, on the go, steady, and with Miss Cross, he sounds awkward, exposing his romantic feelings. Near his father, he sounds guilty and subtle.
May I see the back, please?
What's that?
Thank you.
Indeed, Max is often dismissive of his father. Likewise, he lies to his friends that he is a brain surgeon, while he's a barber running his shop.
What's your dad do, Max?
He's a neurosurgeon at St. Joseph's Hospital.
This seemingly small detail links us to one of the major Max's inner conflicts, about which he is not aware consciously, but rather his reactive actions communicate his traumatic experience. Max is dealing with his mother's death, who initiated him to go to the Rushmore. Max wants to keep himself preoccupied so that he won't fall into the depressing space of his home. Wes Anderson is good at communicating things without actually saying them. Music mix is central in expressing characters' arbitrary feelings. When Max is around Miss Cross, music sounds juvenile and innocent, whereas when Mr. Bloom wants to revenge Max, we hear a quick one while he's away. Rushmore's montage is influenced by French New Wave jump cuts editing technique. Example would be a sequence of jump cuts showing Max's extracurricular activities. Another example would be a sequence when Principal figures out about fish tank, so that reactive shot follows us seeing Max in tears behind the window where we can't hear Principal yelling. Wes Anderson is very thorough at communicating each detail about a character, taking care of each individual transformation in the story. Rushmore is a type of movie that inspires the audience to be more present in the mundane life and notice magical moments that can only be extracted with an individual vision.